Hello my friends and welcome to Battletech Extended Commander Edition. So, Commander Edition is very much a work in progress at the moment. In fact, honestly, I didn't feel like we were really ready to show it yet, but it's out there now, so I thought that I would get a video up, start the new campaign straight away. So I'm just going to turn Iron Man mode off. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to play Iron Man, just a case of I'm not sure how stable this build is. There's probably tons of bugs to find and all that kind of thing, so just prepare yourselves. We'll just go with the standard settings otherwise. Let's get off the introduction screen because the loud music drives me bonkers. This music seems to be recorded like about 40% louder than all the other music in the game, so I'm not changing my sound settings just to make the front screen menu less annoying. I can understand why they've done it, it's dramatic, etc., but if you were to adjust your sound settings based on it, you would then never hear any of the other music in the game, because it's all much quieter. Okay, so let's make our character. Man, last time I checked, why not? I'm sure some of our German viewers will appreciate this. Okay. Let's go. Just going with the default settings. So, Battletech Commander Edition, Extended Commander Edition, I actually personally have not done a huge amount of work on a lot of it. My role has been almost entirely advisory, apart from in Galaxy at War. So I did quite a lot for Galaxy at War, testing wise, and you know, helping Don work through various issues in design and interface and all that kind of thing. And I spent like the last month, basically, or so, working on Galaxy at War, which is part of Battletech Commander Edition, and is exclusive to Battletech Commander Edition at the moment. But in terms of the rest of the stuff, this is currently a Battletech Extended +++ kind of affair. So if you've played Battletech Extended, a lot of that is in here. But we have to go deeper. We're going deeper.
Roger that, Commander.
Right, let's get the basics done. Let's see what mechs we've got.
Check out this mech bay, Commander.
Oh God.
Pretty great, right? Set up like this, there's nothing I can't do.
What a joke. And it's got so many, it's got really good hard points. Ugh. Just no. I will not use that piece of crap. Actually, we won't do anything that requires time for now. Let's just bump up the armor. Check out this mech bay, Commander. Pretty great. Do you know what? Who needs jump jets on this thing? I think the There Are Four Lights campaign proved that this thing does not need jump jets to be deadly. But I'm not going to do anything that's going to require me to use time. So... what is going on here? Why is there a weird amount of armor? Oh, I see. Is there... yeah, moving the jump jet actually takes time. 20, 30, 40... alright, this'll do. I don't really think that 2 jump jets are particularly useful for anything, but I'll redesign this when I've got a little bit more time. I'll fit some more weapons. I want to get straight into the action, so
That work order you submitted is complete.
we're just going to do actions that require no time. Why a heatsink? Why? Why this heatsink? Do you genuinely believe that this AC-10 is going to generate enough heat to tax the heat sinks? No. No, it is not. Alright, much better. The last thing I'm going to do is take the jump jets out of the urban mech, though.
Right.
Job's done, Commander.
Considering it can't move. Alright, the Locust. You know what? It's not a bad little machine. Can't really make it much tougher than it is. I suppose in an ideal world what I'd want to do is pull the ammo out, put 3 small lasers in it, and then bump up the armor slightly to the maximum amount. But it will do until I find something better. Stinger. Let's take those out, shall we? 4 jump jets should be sufficient for this design. There we go. That toughens it up a fair bit.
Logged in.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
What an absolutely horrible lance I've randomed. Could be better. Could be a lot better, to be fair. But I guess it's the level of handicap I need. Okay, what we got in here? Oh, a +1 defense gyro. That'll be worth the pickup. And an exchanger. Useful down the line, if not now. +1 accuracy small laser, I'll probably pick that up later. After my sad times trying to find small lasers in my previous campaign. Okay, there are lots of easy contracts, that's good. Okay, there are pilots if I need them. Let's see what we've got so far. I thought that said marijuana for a second there. Check out this mech bay, Commander. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's get to work. Easy pickings, he says. Full salvage rights because we need stuff. This is probably the weakest lance I've ever started with. Like, a no shadow of a lie. I've never randomed such a bad lance before. I'll sell the turkey. And use the money, if I have to buy something better. Anything would be better. Anything. I wouldn't mind a commando, a Jenner, Panther, a Firestarter, or any number of the extra variants that are in Extended 3025 here. Okay, let's go. Begin.
Command interface initiated.
I got icicles growing in all the wrong places.
Okay.
Our target is within sensor range.
God, this new campaign could be called There Are 4 Tiny Lights. 4 Christmas lights.
Hostile on sensors.
Well, the Firestarter is good. And as we know, the Firestarter is useful in any circumstance.
Ready for orders. Waiting for orders.
Okay, we've got a shot. Should we take the shot?
Engaging jump jets.
Hello, friend. That's a wasp.
Engaging target.
Nice, we hit him.
Enemy mech. Critical damage.
That was not an
detected.
expected hit, but it's good. 2 wasps. Well, it is summer.
How's it going?
I suppose this is to be expected.
Heading out.
Go! Good hit.
Standing by.
Go, my stinger.
Target confirmed.
This is really a slap fight. This is no firepower here for either side. Let's go time. That's a miss. That is also a miss. So Battletech Extended Commander Edition's got high speed, fluid battle mods. Not so extreme that it gives you nausea though. You're mine now. Oh, we missed. That was an 80% chance as well. That was kind of a bad miss. We have a Pegasus on the field. That's actually pretty dangerous.
Waiting for orders.
Of course, the Irby is currently blocking the exit. No vehicle will get past it. Oh, what a shot!
Score. Critical hit.
Bet that hurt. Release the flame! The purifying flame.
All weapons committed.
Oh, your sex is on fire. He's burning. 6 heat generated per activation. Good stuff.
Standing by.
Stay frosty. Or not, as the case may be. Do I want to do that and reveal my butt to those vehicles? I'm not sure I do.
Position confirmed.
Go! Oh, nice!
I think I hit something good.
Oh, he's stressed. He should be. He's about to be dead. I laugh at your long-range missiles. They might be scary if I had less armor, but I don't, so...
Good to go.
And firepower is not the be-all end-all in this game. It's application to the right spots. Let's see, how do I best disable this boy? Left torso.
Firm.
Unfortunate that I missed the laser, but whatever.
Commander. Acknowledged.
This guy's nearly dead. If I can just get the side torso,
Punching all the
I
buttons.
might get a capture here.
Take that.
Oh, he's ejected!
What's up, boss?
I don't blame him for ejecting. He was one turn away from death. And you can't really blame someone who's one turn away from death from punching out.
Engaging physical attack.
Oh, there goes a leg. Barbecue time!
Need something, Chief?
Chief!
On it.
Go!
Black.
Oh, ejecting! After being hit with an AC-10 round, the pilot was like, oh, this is probably really bad. Oh, damn, he got good hits. That Pegasus is way more dangerous than the other enemies. Okay, we got a Scorpion. That's not so dangerous. Striker is pretty standard. This convoy knows it's on its own now. 2 Strikers, okay. Two Strikers running full armor.
Commander?
No shot for the Irby, really.
Waiting for my opening.
Now we've got one. Once again, another good hit.
Yes, Commander.
Nice. 80% chance to hit from up here on the high ground.
Fire.
Primary
Good
target
hit.
is damaged, Commander. Keep it up.
Hey there.
What's up, Chief? Let's go.
Aye,
Nice! Oh, 1 HP! How dare you?
I'm your spaniel. Up high.
Go!
Locked and loaded.
The strikers will be difficult to kill, owing to their robust health pool.
Engaging target.
Should try and get rid of the Scorpion, because the AC-5 has got some potential to do some hurt. And I don't like hurt. Stand and deliver.
Engaging physical attack.
Primary
Wrecked.
target damaged. Concentrate your fire and bring it down.
Such a waste of flamers. Oh wait, flamers have got infinite ammo. I forgot we fixed that. Well, it's been the case in Battlefield Extended for a while, I believe. Okay, hopefully my machine guns can find the hole here.
Roger.
Nice.
Warning. Enemy
Picking up a
reinforcements
new
Good kill.
sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Oh my god, they're behind me and they go first. Ow!
Not much armor left in that location.
What have I got that's just teleported in? A Pegasus and a Panther.
What's up, boss?
Nice to see the base game issues of units just teleporting in has not
Jump it.
gone anywhere.
Here you go. Yes, Commander.
Which side was this? The right.
Rolling.
Oh, I'm the wrong side.
Acknowledge.
Ow.
That shot went internal.
It's a bit early in the campaign for enemies that teleport in out of nowhere, isn't it? This is a half a skull mission.
Damage minimal.
Condor. That's actually a pretty nasty loadout. Doesn't have much health though.
How's it going? Copy that.
See if I can get rid of it. Ah, he's got enough health to actually survive this hit though.
On it.
Ow! Dead? No.
We lost one of ours.
Yup. God damn.
Engaging physical
Well, that's
attack.
what I get for having a 20-ton death trap on the field.
Enemy unit destroyed.
I should have moved it,
Damage is
to be
light.
fair.
Standing by.
Thing is, it doesn't really have the health to survive.
Acknowledge.
Even a light
On.
set of hits. Okay. Ouch.
Internal structure damage. Waiting for orders.
I gotta hide my gun
On it.
before I lose it.
Confirm.
Alright, we're getting good hits, but not fatal ones. The AI has deployed a much better
I'm
team
taking
than us.
internal damage.
Apart from the Firestarter, which is pretty solid.
Engaging physical attack.
Leopard inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Okay.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Where is the LZ?
Light damage, holding firm.
Okay, it's right there. Fine.
Yes, Commander.
So we have a Stinger, it's just the Panther is the main big threat, but we have some vehicles here supporting as well. Does not help my situation
Roger.
any.
Double time.
Enemy units teleporting onto the high ground in the middle of a mission is really, really bad.
Ready.
But we will make it.
Acknowledge.
This certainly makes for an interesting start. Once again, I don't actually have a good shot on anything.
Locked on target.
Alright, next time he dies. If I don't get out of here soon, I'll die. Urban Mech is not known for its ability to retreat.
Orders.
I'm gonna have to run in and rescue it.
On my way.
Otherwise, they'll hound it until it dies. So I'm gonna have to move units up to cover it.
Full throttle.
Get up there. If I can trade one of my light mechs for that Panther, I'll be more than happy.
I'm gonna need a medic. Good to go.
Good to go. Let's see. I'm gonna have to show the right side now, or I'm gonna die.
Copy. Target confirmed.
Nice! Although, to be honest, if we had better weapons, it would have died a long
Enemy
time
vehicle
ago.
Eliminated.
Okay, where did that hit? Oh, it hit CT, damn! CT from the side.
Receiving you.
Which side is the gun? This side. Let's remove that PPC, if we can. Alright, sweet, you went for the fire starter. The fire starter can take it.
All weapons committed.
Nice.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Opus, more like oops. Oh well. Okay, the Panther has realised the danger it's in and switched targets.
Commander,
He might as well stay there
standing by.
if he hasn't got a shot. Stinger. I don't really have a good angle on it. I'm not really concerned about it as such, although let's vigilance, so I definitely go first next turn. Let's try and get rid of the Stinger quickly, just in case he runs down and kills my urban mech, which has got like 8 HP.
All weapons committed.
Burn him!
Enemy mech destroyed.
Alright, good kill.
Orders.
Keep going for the weapon.
Roger that. Roger. Receiving you.
He has a shot from there. That's funny. But if he has a shot from there, then that guy has also got a shot in return. It's the right side. I think it's wise to choose a position where he actually doesn't have a shot. Get that weapon.
All weapons committed.
Alright, he's burning. But the PPC is still working. Alright, nice.
Reporting heavy damage.
He went for a rear strike, but he didn't get it.
Yes, Commander. Got it.
Go!
Firing.
Alright, weapon destroyed.
Critical hit, Commander. Ready.
Let's tuck into the mountain, actually.
Firing jump jet.
He's not about to do anything with just an SRM launcher. Let's take this boy down.
Engaging physical attack.
Burn him! He continues to be on fire.
Affirmative.
Alright, he's stressed now.
Waiting for orders.
I'm actually clear to shoot him with this, to be fair.
Affirmative.
'Cause he doesn't have a weapon that's long enough range. Oh, he's going for it though. I know that maneuvering when I see it.
Engaging
burn him. Now he's panicking.
Commander? On it.
See if we can chisel this leg off and make things more difficult for him.
Roger that. Scored a critical hit. Ready.
This is the right side, so let's go. Like this kind of a thing.
Jump it.
Go. Could you just do me a favor and die, please?
Engaging physical attack.
I'm asking nicely.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Good to go.
How are you still standing? Jesus. 20 health, let's go.
No. Target's taking a critical.
Alright, he ejected. About time.
Mission successful.
Well, I wasn't expecting a surprise attack during my first mission. Half a skull mission. Panther on the hill. Just like, okay. Good times. Okay. Nothing happening. Hello my friends and welcome to the second episode, or what is going to be the extended edition of the first episode for Bex CE. So I'm delighted to say that after the freeze which you've just seen, or you saw before if you saw the original version of this episode, has already been fixed. Don has already fixed it for me, which is great. I re-rolled a fresh campaign, but I got largely the same mechs. I got the Cicada again. I got the Suburban mech instead of the AC-10 Irby. And I got 2 Locusts instead of a Locust and a Stinger, so more or less the same role. And with me today, I actually have Harry, who is the lead developer for Bex CE. And so Harry, just explain, was I unlucky to get more or less the same mechs, or is that by design?
Hello everyone, by the way. Is it unlucky? Well, I suppose if you're choosing the same faction, you're quite likely to get similar mechs.
Well, that's unusual, because that's not a base game thing, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's something we added in, because with Extended, a lot of the fun in that mod was that the factions are very much feel like the factions in the lore. We've taken to the fact that, you know, Marek are running the thugs, and you've got Jenners, the Drax have got the Jenners, and this sort of thing. It's not hard and set, because these guys are salvaging each other's mechs as well, you know, but you definitely get a feel for the different factions when you're fighting against them. So that was one of the things we added in recently, was that you can now choose what faction you want to start with, what mechs what pool to pull them out, if you like. And you went with Steiner?
I went with Steiner, which is the default option, yeah.
Yes, of course, yeah, it's the top one. They're all meant to be balanced against each other, and they are going to look similar. Like, if you start Steiner, or if you start Davian, you're quite likely to get a Firestarter, because like Firestarters in this timeline in 3025 are being used by all the factions, which would be no surprise because everyone loves a Firestarter.
Yes. Yeah. It's just I got the turkey as well, which is the Cicada 2A, in case you're not aware.
That's my fault. That's my fault. I put that there in the tables.
I got the turkey twice, and let me tell you, I won't field it. Even I won't field it.
Yeah. Well, it's about as good as a Locust, isn't it?
It's worse. It's far worse than the Locust.
It probably is worse than the. Yeah.
I can explain why.
Yeah.
So it's a medium, so it gets an initiative penalty. It's not a light, so it gains a +2 to hit from all other attackers, because lights get a +4 evade and mediums get +2, and I believe heavies and assaults don't get anything. So it loses evasion and it loses initiative. Then it has the same armor as a locust, only 2.5 free tons with that default armor, which is the same as the locust. So you can't even bump the armor up without stripping the weapons.
That's right.
And it only does, I believe, 20 damage in melee or something. It's really bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's the
because it's got no arms.
Mediums, isn't it?
It's awful. There's no redeeming quality about it whatsoever.
No.
So we're gonna pull it from the tables, are we? Please?
Yeah. No. Absolutely leaving it in there. Because every time I see a streamer and they're crying about it, I just say mission accomplished. Brilliant. Because I'm much the same as you. When I get it, it's my worst mech, and what I tend to do is I will leave it around as a spare. You know, if I need a 4th mech in a mission and I want to get it done there and then, rather than waiting for my other mechs to get repaired.
Yeah, you know the funny part is I don't even deploy it, because I feel like once it takes damage, you have to pay good money to repair it because it's a medium.
Yep.
And I would rather just flat pack it and sell it, because it can't take a hit without taking damage. Yeah. So it's a complete liability when you deploy it.
Oh, it is. No, I agree with you. For me, it's probably the worst mech in the game. I can't think of a worse one.
No, there's nothing worse.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'd say Vulcans were somewhat similar before some of the buffs, though.
Yeah, so you have in Bex CE, identically to Bex, you have all the mechs from the 30-25 period. That's
right. It is literally. I mean, you could sort of claim that maybe there's some Star League mechs around, but like the game is right in that, you know, they're supposed to be rocking horse excrement, and
rare as rocking horse shit is the saying. You're meant to be British.
Yeah. Well, I was censoring myself. I don't know how you handle your videos.
It's fine. It's fine as long as it's not too much profanity. So I'm just looking at the pilots here. So at the moment we've just made some slight adjustments to pilots, but there could possibly be more in the pipeline. So we've done stuff like reduce the gunnery a little bit.
That's right.
And what you've also done.
And the melee.
Yeah. And what you've also done, which is sort of more unique than that, because I think quite a few other mods have toned down gunnery, for better or worse.
Sure.
You have introduced evasive expert, which means that a mech can potentially avoid having its evasion pips stripped, and you've moved ace piloting and rolled it into master tactician. So you want to go into a little bit of detail about your thoughts behind these changes?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, well, basically, the way I saw it before is, much like me, when I watch other people play, they tend to choose between cooled shot or breaching shot, and the others just didn't have as much value, the other tier 2s. And there was sort of all different fault lines going into the evasive expert. One thing I wanted to do was make it so that the best mech isn't always the mech with the slowest engine, because quite often with the game, depending on what version you're playing, but quite often the lower engines were just straight up better, because you could fit more firepower, more heat sinking, you just get rid of your enemies quicker. Why do you need a faster engine? It didn't give you the survivability you needed. So one of the things because a lot of mods go the permanent evasion and semi-permanent evasion.
Yeah, so a lot of mods have got permanent evasion, which I personally I felt like it always made the game a bit too easy, even though it was always seen as a way to make lights more viable. And having done my There Are 4 Lights campaign, which most of my viewers will be familiar with, actually lights are really a lot more powerful than people give them credit for. So sure. My opinion on permanent evasion has gone even more into the ditch now. I actually feel like, because the AI has no clue how to deal with it, but also I don't feel like it's really necessary if you manage your tokens well.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. The permanent evasion, from what I saw, and it makes sense, right, as a concept. That why should you be?
And
losing
it's in the table.
evasion?
It's in the tabletop as well. So that's
the thing. Like a lot of mods, that's probably the biggest difference between extended CE and other mods out there, is that the other mods are very tabletop centric. They're trying to make the game more like the tabletop, because there's a lot of people out there that love that kind of thing. You know, they love the tabletop.
I love the tabletop. I've played it myself. But I could talk about this forever. But one thing about the tabletop is, in order to generate, you know, excitement in a shop, you know, like Games Workshop or whatever, they've got, you know, a load of tables out where people can play in the shop, and that becomes almost the sales pitch for customers coming in and watching what people are doing. It helps that occasionally an average player can beat a good one, or like a good player can beat a great player, or whatever. Like it's helpful sometimes that the weaker player can win, and the tabletop has a lot of features to enable that. Like, you know, if it's, you know, 4v4 mechs or whatever, and the weaker player rips the guy's head off with a lucky shot on the first turn, he'll almost certainly win the match, because now it's 4v3, like right at the beginning, and it's very difficult for a good player to recover that, no matter how good they are. But that's not something I feel is good in a game, if you know what I mean, against an AI.
Absolutely, because people expect different things, don't now with computer games. But so, like the BattleTech tabletop game, I don't want to slag it off because I might piss some people off here, but it's
tread really carefully here.
But it is the victim of the fact that it is an 80s based board game. So you know, like back in the day, we used to love it that all of our hit rolls were dice rolls, and you know, you could look at a sea of ones and go, oh no, and you know, that was fun and so on. But people don't, or we expect different things now from video games. You know, like people, like some people just don't want any RNG in their game whatsoever, and I'm certainly not that extreme. I think mitigating random.
I like a little bit of RNG. I draw the line on it deciding a game, basically.
Sure.
RNG should never decide the result, in my opinion. A little bit of RNG adds spice to a... You know, if I sort of might have won or sort of might have lost, and RNG pushes it in either direction, that's fine.
Yes.
But when I'm winning hardcore, and then RNG just is like, nope, now you lose.
Herbie small laser kill one shots. Highlander.
That feels bad to me.
Absolutely, and so I'm a big fan of some of the changes that Harebrained have gone with, like giving case to all the mechs and so on, because I think these, you know, getting rid of these one-shot kill elements, that sort of thing, I think it actually heightens the game. You know, so that was why I was more coming from a standpoint of I want to refine what they've done. Like, there's definitely improvements that can be made to this game. But in doing that refinement, I'm not looking at the tabletop game and saying, well, it needs to be this way because that's what the tabletop did. So yeah.
So I've just passed through the Galaxy at War /ISM map. Now I've already done an in-depth video on Galaxy at War, so I'm not going to go into huge detail on it right here. Those of you watching this, there's a 2-hour video that goes into every little minutiae of Galaxy at War. So if you are interested in that feature, which is currently unique to Bex CE, please have a look at that. I'm just going to kick off a battle here, so we can get into some more of the fight.
Cool. I think because Don was developing Galaxy at War, and I think I developed MechQuarks and so on. All like with this idea of you
don't remember now, it was so long ago.
I think with Don's case, like I know with my case, that it was being developed for CE as like this package that this is how I see that the adding all the layers in would be so much fun. But we're going to release these mods. Galaxy of War, I think, is already on Nexus if you want to just download it on its own, and I'm going to be releasing MechQuarks for other mods to use if they want or not. Maybe perhaps they hate it.
Galaxy at War at the moment only has a vanilla map version that is released, and it has the there is a little extra thing that you can download to make it work with MP Stark's Inner Sphere maps, but MP Stark's Inner Sphere maps is not yet released, much like Bex CE. It is a part of Bex CE, but that whole ecosystem of stuff is not yet released. It's all we're considering it alpha at this time.
Yeah. We're definitely in development stages still, because a lot of people keep asking me when's it going to be re-released. It's like, I can't give you that answer. There's too many things being balanced at the moment.
Yeah, we gotta bake the cake first.
That's right. A lot of these things are finished and done, but when I say finished, that's like a development term. Finished, right? We've still got to test all this stuff. Like how it is. A developer says it's finished. That's a completely different thing. So yeah, we've still got to test all this stuff together, see how it feels, and see if we need to make further changes. Additions.
Cool. I'm moving in on a base now, which I'm going to smack down for my benefit. So, in terms of the actual battles themselves, what sort of changes have you made to the actual combat? So we have in the previous fight, I had flamers that did heat damage over time. I believe that's been featured before in I think it was CCC or XLRP. Pretty much everybody agrees that the ammunition for flamethrowers thing is not a good idea, which is what HBS has done to try and balance them. So what are your thoughts about them? Because I must admit, the flamethrower is actually the most changed weapon in mods. Everyone, I think, has got their own idea on how to fix it. So be interested to hear your thoughts on it.
It's interesting to hear other mods are doing a similar thing, because honestly, I'm pretty blinkered when it comes to other mods, so I really don't know. But
well, if you want me to clarify quickly, everyone agrees that the base game implementation was too powerful, because they allowed you to just shut someone down permanently.
That's right.
So HBS decided to fix it by adding ammo to them, so you could only do it for so long before you ran out of ammo.
Yeah.
Everyone else thought that was a bad idea, so then other people have tried to balance it by either reducing the heat damage, making the heat damage go over a period of time, sort of do relatively the same amount of heat damage but over many turns, and not having it stack. Some mods have had different versions of flamethrowers, so in the lore there's like a chemical flamethrower that does have ammo. So they've had the sort of ammunition version again, but that flamethrower weighs 2 tons, not 1. So it's a much heavier proposition to carry it with you into battle.
See, you're now talking about something that's not 30-25, aren't you? That's my...
no, actually, believe it or not, sprayers, vehicle flamers are the ones that have ammunition, and sprayers are basic tech, but they're not usually fitted to battle mechs. So what's anti-lore there is putting them on mechs at all. You wouldn't normally have them on mechs. You'd have them on ice vehicles that don't have fusion reactors.
Yes. I know. I was aware that the vehicles normally have ammo because they don't have a whopping great engine to just pull the heat off of. Yeah,
and the standard tabletop flamethrower is 1/2 ton, I believe. Commander? It's either 1/2 ton or 1 ton. Which means that
the standard one must be 1 ton because it's in Hairbrain's game.
But the chemical one is 2 tons, and it has limited ammo, so you wouldn't fit it normally because it's worse.
Yeah. Okay.
May I interest you in
I mean, from my perspective, I knew exactly the background. You were saying that they tried to fix it with ammo, and of course. Like any balancing act, it's difficult, and they've over-nerfed it. It made it unusable for the player. Didn't hurt the AI, but it was just not something that you were ever going to consider. For me, I was just thinking, well, I probably want similar heat values. I don't want the ammo, but how am I going to stop what was happening before, which is what Hairbrain tried to address, was that you could just cheese it. Because that's the ultimate, one of the ultimate goals of CE as well, is to take away all of the player's cheese aspects so that everything becomes a bit more viable.
Alright, you're going to take away my fun with all my cheesy builds and all my backstab stuff.
Absolutely, I mean, with that backstabbing stuff, I've addressed some of that by reducing what Cool Shot Mastery does, because Cool Shot Mastery in the base game is insanely good.
Cool Shot Mastery is another thing that every mod has had a go at changing. So it's funny because they
There's one
typically all
lucky
leave
noise for
vigilance alone, but they do tweak precision shot. So how have you changed it?
Well, with Cool Shot Mastery itself,
Something I can do.
have reduced the bonus, and where I wanted to get it, which I think I've actually got it to now, is I wanted it so that, because before in the base game,
to position.
you could just build a mech to the
Fire
point where
on
you go,
target.
well, I'm going to use my Cool Shot Mastery to headshot that mech, and you could go to a fresh mech that's got 45 armor on the head, and just headshot
Await your
it
command.
with your precision strike. And I
Onward.
wanted to get it to the point where that's pretty damn unlikely to happen. I wanted it so that it's strong, because it's the real advantage that the player gets, isn't it? All the resolves.
Well, yeah. So the AI gets the benefit, as we all know, the AI gets the benefit of greater numbers, turrets, you know, vehicle
Sure.
support. You know, they get all the strategic benefits, i.e., lots more to play with, and you get the tactical benefit of, you know, these little superpowers, if you want to call them that, and
That's right.
the ability to customize your mechs, whereas the AI is obviously limited to stock designs.
Target destroyed.
That's right, yeah. So it was a case of, I wanted it to be in a place where you were unlikely to one-shot, headshot a mech just from a precision strike. But if the head had already been damaged by something else, that it's a reasonable chance to headshot it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's where I put it. So one of the other things I dialed back that's related to all that is the amount of resolve you're generating. So you
Firing.
shouldn't be generating as much at top level as what you used to.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna have less resolve to play with, basically.
Exactly.
But
yes.
you've not actually changed, say, the amount of extra chance to hit it gives, or any of that kind of thing.
Standing by.
No, that's all gonna feel like vanilla. The extra chance to hit,
On my way.
Because
the
that,
vigilance is just as strong.
and I'm going to catch you out here because you probably haven't played multiplayer, but that's how they fixed it in multiplayer. Is precision shot costs 100 fury or 100 resolve. It costs the
Right.
whole bar, so you only really get to use it
Firing on target.
once at most.
Yes.
Maybe twice.
I guarantee that if the
One
player
less
could only
target.
get to use precision strike or vigilance once, that it would be unbeatable at the top end on this game. It is quite
Yeah.
difficult. Like sometimes, you know, when you come against these lances of stalkers
Let's
and
move.
longbows and so on, you know, you need all the advantages you can get.
Well, I mean, I think that's fair enough for most people. I just concluded a campaign where I took out 8 assaults with 4 lights, so...
Yeah, but I imagine you was using vigilance, right?
I was using precision shot a lot, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
To go for those RT hits, I
If
would.
you can do a campaign where you do it all without resolve, then I'm going to stand up and listen, because resolve truly is the game changer.
Engaging target.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you when you're deploying 120 tons against 800 tons, you take all the advantages you can get.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a good system, honestly. I just felt it was a bit too strong. One of the things I felt was that
Damage minimal.
level 10 pilots were just so vastly
Ready for
better
orders.
than rookies. Like,
Oh, yeah,
obviously
they are.
should be better, but it was just so immensely different. It was the XCOM effect, you know, where at the end of the game your guys are so ridiculously powerful that it becomes.
But it's kind of funny because so I don't know if you're aware of my Nightmare Mode campaign, but that was a Rogue Tech campaign where I played on all the absolute hardest settings. And
Right.
the funny part about that is, I don't know if
I'm
it.
here.
Well, I'm gonna say that it wasn't intended. What happened wasn't intended, but basically your pilots never leveled up. So my pilots stayed 3-3-3-3 forever. Because the EXP required for like a level 4 skill from 3 was something like 18,000, and I only gained 100 EXP per battle, no matter how hard it was.
Yeah, you were probably gaining more from the pods.
Yeah, so that was fixed a few weeks down the line. But what's funny was, you know, there was so much equipment available that you could customize mechs to be so much more powerful than the base game. It didn't really matter. The pilots were completely irrelevant. The fact that they were 3-3-3-3, it wasn't a huge deal for me. I was still destroying everything.
Order?
Yeah.
because there was the equipment to really super tweak, which is not in the base game. So
Right.
Of-
Oh, what mod was that then?
that was Rogue Tech.
Affirmative.
Ah, I see. Right. Yes.
Oh my god! I just ripped the wasp's head off with a PPC headshot.
Eliminated.
I'm not even talking about the battle at all because you're far more interesting in conversation. But I will pause the conversation to laugh at a wasp getting its head ripped off.
That's what's supposed to happen with a PPC. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I'll be looking forward to see whether you're going to be using different weapon systems and so on than you're used to as well, because there's a lot of subtle changes in there that have gone in to do with the balance, and I'm hoping it's changed. From what I've seen from the there's only been another guy that's got a build. He's been using different builds so far, so yeah, let's see how it goes.
Well, this is my second battle, and I think my campaign will carry on from here. Because obviously I would have to have repeated the previous battle anyway, because it saves after the battle's complete, and that didn't unfortunately happen at that time.
Yeah. I mean, it was really unfortunate because I haven't
Now
been
let's
having
see
these
how you
crashes and
handle
so on,
this.
fortunately. So you must have just caught the build at a bad time.
That's all right. I mean, Don immediately fixed it, and anyway, everyone's very understanding that we're. This is the reason why this is not released yet, is because
Yes.
we really want to test and polish and actually have something that's, you know, not going to generate 1,000 bug reports the moment it's released to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And the guys that keep asking when it's going to release, they want an enjoyable experience when it's released. So
Not to channel 3D Realms here, because that ended badly, but when it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's my aim. When it's
Mission
done.
successful.
All right, so I just finished the mission while you were talking there.
Cool.
See what the salvage is, and maybe see if I choose something different.
Excellent.
After ripping the wasp's head off with a PPC hit, I punched a commando to death with the fire starter. So
Nice.
I didn't take any damage, despite the fact that I deployed 2 locusts against some turrets. So
right. Yeah.
there was 4 turrets. It was a base. Okay, so I have 3 parts of the commando on offer and 4 parts of the wasp. So what's changed about salvage parts? Because obviously 4 parts is that's not normal, obviously, either. So you've changed the amount of salvage you get. Depending on
it's
damage.
a lot of people that have seen other mods are going to know these kind of systems, but basically the amount of salvage a mech has at the end of a mission is going to be based on how much of the mech was left, just rather than it being quite binary, like where it was you kill the legs and it's 2.
Just to clarify, since you said you're not sort of super familiar with what other mods are doing, typically it was something along the lines of, you know, a headshot would give like 5 parts. If you took both legs off, you'd get either 4 or 3, depending on the mod. And then if you left the stick insect, you would get 1.
So right now, because I've put some default difficulty settings, which I think is the best for extended, 4 parts to build a mech, and the reason that might be quite low for some people, then if they were getting that many parts, but there's so many variants out there, and part of the fun of extended, from my perspective and a lot of people's perspective, is trying to find the rare ones. There's some like real rare variants out there that are hard to get. You have to be fighting specific factions and hope that they turn up on the battlefield and so on.
So you want people to actually find this stuff and build up a collection kind of quickly.
Exactly. Well, not quickly. It just you won't have to find this mech that is as rare as a Diablo 3 ancient legendary, and have to find it 5 times to get the parts for it.
As rare as a Diablo 3 ancient legendary.
Yeah.
As rare as a good mobile phone game.
You try and find how many people have got an Annihilator, like 1A from extended. It is that rare out there.
I must admit, I've never, in any of the mods I've played, I've never seen the Annihilator. It's actually one of my favourite mechs of all time.
Yeah,
because
it's the giant Herbie.
I don't know if you played MechWarrior 3.
Speed of it.
You ever played MechWarrior 3?
I did, but I don't recall it very much.
There is a bit where you go into the underground factory to rescue one of your lance mates who crash landed in the drained lake, and she gets nailed by an annihilator pretty much immediately. And if you don't put some distance between you and the end, it kills you as well. Because in that game, it's the I think it's the quadruple LBX-10 version.
Right.
So if you're right next to it when it shoots you, you just disintegrate.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen one. All my time playing Extended, I haven't seen an Annihilator yet. But in the lore in 3025, the only Annihilators that are in the period were brought along by Wolf's Dragoons. So I don't know if you know the lore behind.
It's the Annihilator is actually a Star League design.
Sure, yeah, but there's none of them around. They were all taken away. The Inner Sphere have got none. The only Annihilators that exist have come from Wolf Dragoons now in 3025. So there's a chance that, because Wolf Dragoons have basically been working for 4 or 5, 4 of the 5 factions now at this period. So any of them might have got one in a bit of salvage kind of thing. But it's extremely rare, so there's something to look out for if you play the mod.
Alright, fair enough. So having just finished the mission here, my pilots are fatigued. This is a mod that exists in a few other mod packs. However, one of them is only fatigued for 3 days, whereas the others are fatigued for 7. So do you want to explain that?
Yeah, sure. Like, so, well, first I'd like to say about the fatigue, because a lot of people, myself included, like alarm bells go when I see fatigue. I wasn't a fan of it in XCOM Long War, but we've made a much more subtle version of fatigue now. So if you take a fatigue pilot on a mission, he's not completely useless, but he is going to be low spirits for a little while. And
so what does fatigue do in terms of, if I deploy a fatigued character, what penalty can I expect to take?
So during the mission you've got him in, you're going to be generating slightly less resolve.
And is that the only change?
And he will be in low spirits.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So then he'll be in low spirits for a while afterwards. But it's to encourage you to take more pilots, but it's not going to be a total killer if you are forced into, I need to take these missions to get money. Yeah,
because the actual baseline ability of the pilot hasn't changed. You're just really impacting the the special ability, right?
Advantage. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, everyone knows that's going to make it a little bit harder, but it's doable. It's not to the point where your pilots are never going to hit or anything like that. It's a subtle change that's encouraging you to take more pilots, which are now cheaper to keep. But it for one thing, it increases the value of the upgrades for the amount of pilots you can take, and it's not just going to be the 4 super pilots that you take on every mission,
So yeah, the pilot who has less fatigue here is athletic.
Yes.
So
yeah, exactly.
he gets less fatigue. So am I going to be hunting now for a full team of athletic pilots?
Well, there's quite a few quirks out there that you really want to look for with the pilots, because you've got athletic, although you're going to find fatigue doesn't affect you as much later on when you've got more pilots and their guts goes up and your medical facilities go up. You're going to find that they're fatigued for less time, but it's one that's good. But you've also got pilots that are going to increase your tech ability, that are going to make it cheaper to buy in shops, so all these sorts of little bonuses, which with CE we've taken it to another level as well now. With as well as pilot quirks, you've got mech quirks. So this really, the goal of this was to make it so that the variants were even more distinct. So whereas our mod is quite unlike other mods, we don't use mech engineer. One of the reasons being that it sort of homogenizes chassis quite a bit.
My main concern always with mech engineer was it creates a situation where it always makes sense to take the mech with the most free tonnage, because you can just downgrade the engine to, you know, if you have a 55-ton mech like a Shadowhawk and you have another 55-ton mech like a Wolverine, if you downgrade the engines, say, to both a 180 rated engine, those two mechs become functionally identical at that point.
Yeah.
Whereas they're a real kind of choice in the base game, at least.
Yeah. So I like the fact that the engine was making them slightly distinct, but also I've taken it to the next level, which is take a tabletop concept of mech quirks and convert it to the harebrained game. So now you're going to be looking at mechs and comparing them, and you're going to say, well, do I want this mech because it's actually cheaper to maintain? It's going to be cheaper to keep in my mech bay, or do I want this mech because it gives me a slight bonus to initiative on my lance? Or, you know, these sorts of different effects are making more layers. And one of the things we made sure as well is we've got all of these, like, these different systems. So pilot quirks, mech quirks, we've got the panic system in now. They interact with each other as well. So you can get a pilot quirk that makes a pilot more likely to, or sorry, less likely to eject when he's in trouble, or you can get a mech quirk that distracting, for example. If pilots come against an Atlas, they're more likely to eject, for example, because they're all scared of it, apparently. I don't know why.
Fear itself will be our ally, I believe, is what that was.
Yeah. So yeah, it's trying to create a bit of distinction, create more layers of decisions, and make all these systems, what do you call them? Like, you know, they gel with each other, and it all fits together as one game rather than.
I believe integrated is the word you're looking for there.
That's the word.
But by the way, I won't say where, but Harry is from a certain region of the UK where the usually immaculate English, well-spoken, fluid dialogue is not practiced.
Comes through. Yeah, where the rest of the country all look on in admiration. I know. Yeah. Yeah. So there are some of the things that we think is working quite well. I'll be putting mech quirks out there, and you know, for other people to use on their own, but hopefully they'll want to give.
I can see in my bay here that, you know, the urban mech, for example, has a few quirks, like it's narrow, low profile, and it has no arms.
So that makes it slightly harder to hit, and no arms or no minimal or slash minimal arms means, for example, when they get up after being knocked down, they're much less likely to hit because it's much more of a struggle to get up. Some of these quirks are all based on like the tabletop quirks and how they were implemented, but because it's a very different game, I've used that as a like a guide towards an end, but I haven't gone, well, I need to implement the tabletop implementation in the game. I've took a different approach.
All right, fair enough. Well, is there anything further you want to go over, or are you happy for now? And
no,
I'll get back to smashing mechs in the next episode.
Absolutely, and hopefully they get to see all the new bits and how they work together with you playing. So
yeah, just to reiterate, obviously, still work in progress. Still plenty more we want to add. Still plenty more we want to do. So as of now, this is just how complete would you say this is in your opinion? If you pluck a percentage out of your ass.
A close friend of mine he's actually streaming at the moment, he's using it and he's not finding much wrong with it at all. So, which was why it was very unfortunate that you had a crash. But in some respects we're quite well there, but I really would be doing everyone a disservice if I just released it because it feels there. I want to make sure that we've had a play with it and get it to where we want it to be before it goes out there. So it's close, but there's some work to do.
Yeah, I didn't mean it in like you know, how much further you got to go to fix it, like it's broken. I just mean,
Sure, yeah.
If you have any other sort of features or big things planned or whatever, then certainly that's worth a mention. Unless you want to keep that kind of stuff under wraps.
Well, yeah, I mean that would be nice if I had infinite time, but no, there's no major features going to be dropped in at this point. I want to get it out there. There might be more stuff comes later on, because there's been stuff that me and Justin, who would like the main developers of Extended, have wanted for a long time. I know Don could probably come up with a million ideas. Everyone's got their ideas, so stuff is likely to go in after release. But the release version, we've got a set goal so that we can actually reach an endpoint at the moment. No big things coming in. Yeah.
Alright, perfect. Alright, well that's it for now. I didn't really comment much on the battle because I thought what Harry had to say was much more interesting than commenting on another battle where I squish mechs with my big thumb. So I will carry on from this campaign. So obviously we got a few bits and pieces off of the last mission, but nothing interesting. So I'll carry on from here. We'll get a few more missions done. Hopefully get some more stuff built. I'm not limiting myself to only lights this time, and we'll see how this mod develops. Thank you for your time, Harry.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
And hopefully you guys will tune in next time. And I hope you enjoyed this extended cut of episode 1. The original episode 1 I will take down, so there's just this one now if you saw it. But rest assured, you're not missing anything. I've pretty much got the entirety of the original first episode in this video, and then this has just been added on from the point where the game froze, which we fixed. Well, Don fixed it in record time. Literally 30 minutes after I reported it, he had it fixed, so that's pretty cool. It's nice to see that we're responsive. I'll drop a Discord link for the Bex Discord in the description, so if you want to pop on there and talk to us, you can. Well, talk to me, because Harry's reclusive basement animal.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I shun other people.
But you could drop something in general chat, and occasionally he'll see it. But I'll be there anyway, so you can come talk to me. It's not so bad. All right, that's it for now. I will see you guys next time, and I will see you, Harry, in about 5 minutes on Discord.
Yep. Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.